Moonbeam, one of the best names in crypto. This project opened to a ton of fanfare a year ago. They did a huge token sale, but then, like a lot of projects, it hit exchanges at not the best times in terms of the bear market 6 months ago. Today we're going to do a deep dive on Moonbeam. We'll go over all the latest developments in the ecosystem. Is the project here to stay? And can the price rise with the rest of the market whenever the market starts rising? Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at bencryptoshow. Drop a comment down below. And if it's your first time here, I do new videos every Monday through Friday early afternoon with a focus on trending altcoin deep dives just like this video. So Moonbeam, what is it? Well, they build themselves as the future of multi-chain. It's an Ethereum-compatible smart contract parachain on Polkadot, so it's a sidechain of Polkadot. And as we all know, Polkadot, it's not its own blockchain. It's a multi-chain protocol that connects different blockchains. It makes different blockchains interoperable with each other. So Moonbeam is the sidechain of the blockchain that brings all the other blockchains together. And specifically, Moonbeam specializes in allowing Solidity-based projects to scale. That's the language that Ethereum-based projects is programmed in, and it's not quite that a typical programming language on other parachains. So Moonbeam makes it possible to scale those projects on a bunch of different blockchains. Additionally, Moonriver, that is the sister network of Moonbeam. Moonriver is a parachain on Kusama, which is a different blockchain. Let's get to the metrics and price action. So Moonbeam's a little unusual. It's inflationary with an unlimited supply. So we have a lot of coins that are not inflationary. They have a fixed supply. Then we have some coins that have a fixed supply that are inflationary till they get to that point. And then the GLMR token Moonbeam, they have an unlimited fixed supply and they are inflationary, but it's a fixed 5% inflation rate per year. And that 5% inflation rate pays for the parachain slot on the Polkadot network, which is expensive to run. Additionally, there are deflationary aspects of Moonbeam's GLMR token. Whenever a smart contract is executed on the GLMR network, then there's a fee has to be paid, and then 80% of that fee is burned. So it's a good thing. The size of Moonbeam, it's like a classic sort of medium to large network, 140 in terms of total market cap, 173 million market cap. So definitely not a 5 to 10 billion market cap, but not a small project either. Obviously no circulating supply because it is inflationary with no fixed limit. The coin came out into exchanges in January 2022, which, like a lot of projects I cover on the show, was one of the worst possible times to hit exchanges. That was right before the bear market. So obviously the price action was not that great, but pretty much every altcoin looks like this. And I think when the market goes back up, Moonbeam is definitely one of the altcoins that is going to rise with the market. Let's look at the exchanges. So first of all, let's look at the +2 minus 2% depth. This shows the amount, if you're going to buy the coin, the amount that you can slip in at once on a market trade approximately without having to be affected by slippage. So it's a very high volume coin, actually. If you trade on Binance, you can slip about a maximum of $20,000 at a time without being affected by a slippage. It's a little bit less than all the other coins. So if you're putting in a trade of a couple $100 or a couple $1,000, you don't need to worry about doing any limit orders. You can just put it all in at once. If you're putting in $1 million, you probably want to put in $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 at once at the most. Now, which exchanges are they on? Most of the big ones: Binance, KuCoin, Gates, Huobi, Kraken, OKX, Crypto.com, Bybit, MEXC. The only big ones they're not on are FTX, Coinbase, and Bitfinex. So 3 of the bigger ones they're not on. So this is good. They have credibility from being on a lot of the respected exchanges, but there's still room for price pops if they are listed on all 3 of these, especially FTX and Binance. Let's go into the fundraise for a little bit. So they did a seed round and then a pre-sale round. The seed round was 2 years ago, September 2020, 1.4 million. Then about a year after that, or 6 months after that, March 2021, they did a $6 million strategic funding round. So that's these 2 rounds right here, the seed round, 0.4, strategic, 6, and then they did an old school ICO exactly a year ago, September 2021. They raised a whopping $24.5 million. in only about 3 days, it looks like here. So that was a huge success. That means basically this coin really resonates with the retail crowd specifically, and it had a lot of buzz when it hit exchanges. Let's look at the vesting. So this is good. Most of the coins on all these rounds have already been, there's no more vesting. They've been fully unlocked. The ICO unlocked 40 days after the vesting, after the ICO. So about 10 months ago, all the 24.5 million became fully unlocked. Don't have to worry about that. These other two here, the two strategic rounds, let's see, the $6 million strategic round, that has already unvested completely, or right about now, 12-month vesting schedule. It was a year ago, so right now that vesting ends, so we don't really have to worry about any of these. And then the only one that still has a little bit of vesting, it's the smallest one, 1.4 million. About half of that has not vested. So of the total 30 to 35 million they raised, only about $700,000 is still unvested. So that's great. You do not have to worry about coins becoming unlocked in the future, and that probably explains why some of the price action has been a little bit lackluster lately. So this is all good here. No vesting to worry about. Let's look at who got into these initial rounds. The first two rounds, Coinbase Ventures, Arrington XRP, Binance Labs, a lot of big names. This is kind of weird. It's not listed on Coinbase. Coinbase Ventures invested in it, so I think definitely in the future this is a coin that Coinbase is going to consider listing. Arrington XRP, they're kind of like a medium-sized Silicon Valley fund. Binance Labs, that's the big Binance Labs one. They've gotten in a lot of, they've obviously in Terra, as we all know. They've been in a ton of other big deals. What else? Famushi Capital, that's a big Singapore one. Hashkey Capital, I want to say that's also Singapore, Hong Kong, and I haven't heard of the rest of these here. So pretty, well-respected names here. The funding definitely attracted a lot of big attention. And then just recently, this was about 3 months ago in June, Arrington XRP, so they got into the seed round, and then they announced they're launching an additional $100 million growth fund for Moonbeam ecosystem. So this answers the question. A lot of people think, the price action hasn't been that, great. And then obviously 90% of altcoins, they kind of disappear. This answers that this will not happen in Moonbeam. If Arrington Capital is launching a $100 million ecosystem, then you can bet when the market starts rising again, a lot of new projects are going to be launched, and Moonbeam will rise with the market. I am confident. Now let's go over the team. So Moonbeam is actually headquartered in Boston, even though a lot of the backers are from San Francisco. Algorand is also based in Boston, as I mentioned, but they have no connection to Algorand. So the team, obviously a few members based in Boston, Barcelona, Los Angeles, Hong Kong, San Francisco, Miami. So a standard American company with team members sort of all over the place, based mostly in the U.S. Looks like the CEO and the COO came from Pure Stake, which is a general sort of hybrid software, cloud computing, cloud storage provider sort of company based in Boston. Let's look at the ecosystem and developments. So the platform launched in January 2022. The ICO is in September of 2021. And currently, there are 259 total apps built on Moonbeam. So that's huge. And it's only been around for 6 months. And obviously I'm not going to go over all these here. I'm just going to go over the most recent ones. It does look like the project has a specialty in DeFi sort of apps. So Lido, liquid staking, they provide their services to Moonbeam. Lido is just what it says, liquid staking. So it's staking where you don't have to lock your coins on the staking platform for a certain amount of time, and there's no minimum. You just put any amount on, you earn a yield, and then you can remove the coins at any time whatsoever. Parallel Finance partnered with Moonbeam about 2 months ago. They are another separate parachain, sidechain of Polkadot that is also a DeFi platform. So they're looking to really kind of dominate the DeFi ecosystem within Polkadot. So here, StellaSwap partnered with Moonbeam a while ago. They are a decentralized exchange. It's the biggest DEX on Moonbeam, and they specialize in all sorts of things DeFi as well, yield farming, staking, cross-chain bridging, swapping and earning, just sort of a hybrid of DeFi services they provide. And then Harvest Moon, this project is on pause at the moment, but Harvest Moon is a campaign designed to spark DeFi activity and attract the next wave of cross-chain connected applications, those unconfined by the constraints of their original chain. So this project is on pause at the moment. And then Chain XCM, I covered them in a previous video. They partnered with Moon River to help Moon River launch new blockchains on their ecosystem. Chain helps companies build their own blockchains. And then Chainlink, that's separate from Chainlink, they partnered with Moonbeam to provide their price feed data algorithmic services to Moonbeam. And then Moonsama, this is the NFT space. It's a collection of 1,000 different NFTs with unique marketplaces, bridges, metaverse ecosystems. They're on Moonbeam as well. And that's it. So yeah, Moonbeam, I'm definitely very bullish on. I think 259 projects in only 6-7 months in the ecosystem. That's amazing. I think the DeFi space is coming back into prominence. And I think this project, especially when the market picks up again, they're going to do very big things. Stay tuned. That's it for today. Ben Crypto signing out. I'll be back with a new episode tomorrow. Catch everyone then. Later. Of